Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 news video. Today we have details of a new round of playtesting. The Test Your Metal update, due to go live in the summer, is going to be arriving on the PTS very, very soon. With it are coming 3 new public events that we will be testing. So let's jump in and have a look at some details, shall we? Okay then, so yeah, we have a new round of playtesting opening up, even earlier than I would have expected, which is interesting. It might mean the update is coming sooner than I thought it might. My guess currently is still standing beginning of July, but who knows, maybe it'll be a little earlier. It might even be June if they're starting this early. But very, very cool. I would have expected them to wait until the shift over to Steam and the retirement of Bethesda net, to be honest. But not complaining, more playtesting is definitely a good thing. Definitely welcome to see that. So let's have a look at these new events and stuff, shall we? So, inside the vault, try the new public events in the PTS. We have a shot of the Metal Dome, which has been updated, which apparently the update is already in the game. It's got a new roof on it. This is a thing that wasn't like this before. But yeah, very, very cool. So they have finished construction on that, so let's have a look at the events, because the first one of which is going to take place there. So, welcome back. In the coming days, we're going to reopen the public test server to kick off a new round of playtesting for the Test Your Metal update, which is slated to arrive in Fallout 76 this summer. Read on to catch an overview of what's coming to the test server, including details on 3 new public events that you will get to try out. So yeah, the first one of these is Test Your Metal, which has already had 1 round of playtesting already, as it was, well, ready sooner than the others, but that was very cool. I had a lot of fun with that. If you want to see what the first round had to look like, then I will link that video up in the corner. Sounds like there's been a few bug fixes, a few little tweaks and adjustments made, and yeah. So another round of testing is coming, plus there are 2 more of them, Eviction Notice and Moonshine Jamboree in here as well, plus 1 more thing as well, which we'll get to in a moment. So, our most recent phase of playtesting just wrapped up last week. Yep, that was not long ago. But we've been working steadily towards bringing the Test Your Metal update to life. While this update is currently being planned for the summer, we're ready to reopen the public test server so you can dive into 3 upcoming public events, revisit Corpse highlights, and share some early feedback with us. Yeah, so Corpse highlights was something that was supposed to be here at the back end of last year, but due to bugs and other issues, it had to get pulled at the last minute and pushed back. And it was mentioned earlier in the week, last week possibly, depending on when the exact time of the interview that I subsequently covered, was that this will be hopefully coming in the summer event. So they're putting it into the PTS ready for that now, which is really cool to see. We'll need turning on via settings on the PTS if you're going to jump in and test it. So you'll have to remember to switch that on, but cool nonetheless. So, Test Your Metal Round 2. As I say, we've already covered this once before, and yeah, it was cool, good fun the first time, and yeah, looking forward to that. Definitely happy to see a whole raft of new public events coming in. Obviously, there's going to be more as the year goes on. This is just the first set, and it's pretty cool, got to admit. After a brief stint in the PTS, the Test Your Metal public event is back in action following a round of bug fixing and balance adjustments. As a refresher, Rust Eagle Raiders have been busy constructing an army of deadly bots, thrown together using parts they've snatched from around the wasteland. It wasn't long before the Brotherhood of Steel caught wind of this venture, and now they want to evaluate what sort of threat these machines may pose to Appalachia. Join the investigation by suiting up alongside the Gladiators of Steel to compete against the Rust Eagle's robots inside the Metal Dome. Defend the Gladiators, topple the bots, and survive 3 rounds of fierce combat to get your hands on some loot and rare plans, which can include new items for your camp, always welcome, and the all-new Botsmith armor set. So yeah, if it's the same as it was in the first round of testing, the Botsmith armor set is basically a reskinned robot armor set, but with new stats. So it looks slightly different, but the basic shape of it is the same. But it also has new stats and emphasis on different defensive areas compared to the original one. So yeah, it's quite cool. I can't see it replacing some of the top tier stuff that's already in the game, to be honest, so that's the one drawback to it. But we'll have to see. I mean, some people may have different opinions when they get into doing the scientific testing, as some other YouTubers are much better at than I am. So, who knows? It might be more valuable than it appears, but nonetheless, if nothing else, it's a cool public event that's popping up, and will expand the number of things we have to do in the game. And of course, you'll be getting things like the usual rewards and legendary cores and all that stuff as well as a result of completing the event. So, still worth doing from that point of view. And yeah, as I say, more variety is always welcome. So, Eviction Notice. This is the first of the new ones that we heard about briefly over the last few weeks, and we're actually getting our first look at now. So, as part of the effort to expand Foundation beyond its current walls, the settlers identified a nearby blast crater that could serve as a prime spot to set up a new encampment. Radiation within the crater posed a serious problem, but the resilient crew managed to engineer a solution in the Rad Scrubber. Once the hazardous environment was under control, they began construction. However, a sudden distress broadcast indicated the camp had fallen victim to a vicious band of local super mutants. Head to the crater east of Foundation to oust any super mutants who remain there, and make sure to secure the Rad Scrubber so that the settlers can continue their work. If you're successful, you will earn Settler Faction reputation, some loot, and a chance to receive one of several 3-star legendary weapons with unique new paints. Cool. So, new location from the sound of this. If it's a crater to the east of Foundation, as far as I am aware, there is not currently a crater that matches the description in this picture here to the east of Foundation. There's the Ash Heap, which frankly, this looks a lot like the Ash Heap, but sounds like this is a new location, which is cool. Always glad to see that being added. It freshens things up a little bit. Settler reputation, swings and roundabouts. If you're still trying to earn settler reputation, that's great. It means you'll be able to do that a little bit more quickly. But for those who have got it already, that's not particularly valuable. I don't imagine there's any additional ranks to earn beyond what's already there. Just an opportunity to gain more reputation if you're still working on it. However, the usual loot stuff, I would imagine, in that some loot category. The usual one. Purified water, some caps, some other bits and pieces, legendary cores, that sort of thing. And yeah, a chance to get new 3-star legendary weapons with unique paint. So these look like there'll be new unique weapons coming in. So as to how effective they'll be, we'll have to wait and see when we get them. But you never know, we might be able to get our hands on a few of them on the PTS, and we'll have a look at those. But yeah, fun new event from the sound of it. Looks cool. Taking on super mutants this time, which is always good in a new location. And yeah, who knows? Some fun new paints are always going to be welcome for legendary weapons, something that makes them a little bit more unique. Whether or not this is implying that these are paints you can apply to other weapons, or they only exist on these unique ones, I'm guessing the latter, but I guess we'll find out in time. So yeah, definitely going to jump in and have to try this one out on the PTS in the next few days when the PTS actually goes live, because it's not up just yet. So last but not least, Moonshine Jamboree, which is the last public event that we have going into the PTS here, and that will be coming in the Test Your Metal update in the summer. You are cordially invited to the Sunday Brothers Cabin. Very cool. It's a location that's pretty cool, but doesn't have a whole lot of function beyond it's a good place to get some crops if you need them. But that's about it at the moment, so cool to see that getting some more use. To take part in an indulgent celebration known as the Moonshine Jamboree. While the Sunday Brothers themselves are long gone, it seems that a group of raiders were able to fix up their old handybot, Moonshiner Ned. The raiders also appear to be long gone, but Ned is eagerly awaiting for a little help rebooting the moonshine-fueled festivities. Maya Magic Moonshine, the Sunday Brothers' flagship concoction, packs a special punch, noxious gulper venom. That's quite a hard sentence to say. Once the Jamboree begins, it will attract a horde of curious gulpers to the area. Take down as many of them as you can and deposit their venom into a nearby bathtub until there's enough to brew up a new batch of moonshine. Doesn't sound healthy to me. Don't forget to guard the stills amid the mayhem, or else this party will wind up being a flop. Collect enough venom and you'll earn Raider Faction reputation, so in contrast to the previous event, this one's going to focus more on the Raiders, that's cool. You'll earn some loot and a few bottles of moonshine and a chance to pick up the new Gulper Smacker melee weapon. So only one new weapon on this particular event, but we've got the new consumable, the moonshine there. It'll be interesting to see what that does, if it's any use. And the regular old loot as well. And using gulpers as well, they feature in a couple of areas in the Maya, but actually seeing them included in events so they're getting a bit more use as an enemy type, I suppose, is pretty cool, because, yeah, they pop up rarely, but they're not something you stumble across a vast amount. Say, occasionally in the Maya and the Cranberry Bog, but yeah, that's cool. So, again, the public events, so more in the lines of Radiation Rumble, Campfire Tales, Line in the Sand, that sort of thing, so they'll be able to pop up every 20 minutes, so they're not big sort of flagship things in the way that, say, seasonal events are, like Invaders from Beyond that's just dropped. So the range of rewards is probably a bit smaller, it looks like it is, but there's more events going on, and it just adds more repeatable stuff to do. And of course, the regular loot will be available as well, so always a good addition. It gives you more variety in your general completing of events, so that's always good fun. So, Corpse Highlights return. So, as I said earlier, this is one that was supposed to be here last year and is finally making its appearance on the PTS again, and hopefully will be here in the summer if all goes according to plan. They had a few issues at the end of last year, so hopefully it will work out well. After making an appearance in the previous playtesting phase, we've polished up the Corpse Highlights feature, fixed a number of bugs, and is ready to make a return to the PTS as part of the Test Your Metal update. Enabling the Corpse Highlights setting, so make sure you head into the settings and do that, both if you want to test it on the PTS and when this update eventually goes live in the summer. Enabling the Corpse Highlights setting will cause dead enemies to glow so that you can spot them more quickly and easily claim your hard-earned loot. Yeah, just a little quality of life feature really, makes it easier to spot things once they're dead. Always a win. Combine that with the area looting feature and it makes life a darn sight easier, which is the general idea. Hopefully it's working a little better this time. So, as usual, head over to Discord if you want to send your feedback to Bethesda on this one. The playtesting has actually opened up to more people as of the previous round of playtesting, which also includes Steam now, so you can play the PTS through that. Still PC only, but Steam and or Bethesda.net are both available. Obviously, Bethesda.net's going away in the coming months, so it's next month, I believe, that the activation of that whole porting stuff over to Steam is going to be coming up, and obviously I'll cover that when it actually goes live, but that's a couple of weeks off yet. Still, yeah, some cool new events. I'm definitely going to have to jump in and try these out, so do watch out once the PTS goes live. So obviously I'll do videos probably on each event individually, so you can check them out one by one. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they're like. As I say, public events rather than big seasonal ones, so smaller list of rewards, but that's standard. We're also going to be getting a lot more events coming up, because there's, I think, 3 different rounds of updates over the course of the year with public events in them, so should massively increase the number of things we've got to do on a sort of day-to-day basis. So looking forward to it from that point of view. But yeah, if you do want to test this out, then in the next couple of days is when the PTS will go live. It'll be up on Discord when they actually do activate the PTS, and obviously I'll mention it when the time comes. I'll probably do a short video on it or something like that. But yes, hit that notification bell and then you should know when I'm actually covering that, and I'll let you know what's happening. But for now, I hope you found this useful and informative. If you did, please do drop the likes and subs. I very much appreciate it. Down below the video, as always, social media links, the merch store, and channel memberships as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel that way, massively helps out. Huge thanks to everyone who's done that already, so do appreciate. And do join us for live streams as well. We are, of course, playing Fallout 76. Been having a great time with Invaders from Beyond. And we are, of course, playing other games as well. We've got Metro 2033 on the go at the moment, and a whole load of other cool stuff lined up for the rest of the year. And obviously Starfield will happen at the end of the year, so I'll definitely be streaming that. So definitely watch out for those. Do come and join, it's good fun. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.